Hello, Ultranites here again, and today we're doing a review of the Space Marine dedicated transports. Right, the drop pod. Obviously, this is my drop pod I use for dropping out dreadnoughts, so obviously it's quite open inside to fix in the law. Yeah, drop pods. This is going to be a bit of a long video because the tactics for drop pods I've seen used in tournaments, I've played in tournaments, and I've played with friendly, competitive, you name it, I've played the tactics for it, and there are a lot of them. This unit is brilliant, and these are some tactics used against your friends or your enemies, because my god, it'll come off royally. Now, if you've watched my Devastator video, you'll have seen a tactic I like to use against them, but we'll start off the bat with how they work with transporting. Right. It's an unpainted model. You know my rules about unpainted models, but I'll just show you what an actual model looks like. As you can see, nice side net. Right, basically they can take 12 models, as I believe, 12 models. They drop in first turn, half of them drop in, rounding up. So if you've got 5, you bring in 3, that sort of thing. Yeah, they can take a dreadnought, a thunderfire cannon, or 12-inch models, or 10 with a captain or something. Yeah, that's pretty much the true transport. I mean, it's not a lot I can give you for how you drop them in with men in them, because obviously that'll be down to your tactic, how you're playing that game. Although I played an Emperor's Will game just the other day, well, literally the other day, against Grey Knights, 2,000 points, and he obviously sat back on his objective with a dreadnought, and he had 2 Razorbacks either side of it, which was a real problem to deal with. Drop pod behind it, first turn, so I was only bringing 2. Drop pod behind it, dropped out an ironclad, hunter killer, melter, straight into the side armor of a vehicle, destroyed it, turned around, that was him done. They shot at it, its armor 13 took the punishment, it turned around again, shot the other Razorback, dropped out the strike squad. That was its plan. I mean, obviously I wasn't telling my opponent this, but that was my plan. Next round, which was this round of course, dropped in the other drop pod, because I have to come in every round. In 6th edition that changed, it's now, I believe it's random after the first round drop in, I believe, but still, which is quite interesting lore-wise, but nerves me a little bit in gameplay. Still, it came in, boff, dropped out a Stern Guard squad, which, I'll be honest with you, is what you want to be putting in them. You don't want to be putting tactical squads in because they will die. You've got rhinos, use them. Even though these are technically the better transport, once you drop them in, you can get back in them and zip somewhere else on the battlefield. They're there and they're stuck there. That's the only problem with them. But they're better than rhinos in that sense. I mean, they can take 12 men. They are better. But anyway. So yeah. I dropped in the Stern Guard. The Stern Guard then lit up the 2 strike squads. Annihilated them. Or the one in the strike squad then turned around and shot the other one next round. And yeah. Killed them. I mean, the Dreadnought was taken out in that shooting phase by 2 Typho missile launchers. Fired off from my Storm Talon. And that was done. And the objective was cleared and it was mine. And I mean, I used vengeance rounds from the Stern Guard to annihilate the squads. I digress. I'm not just spending my battlefield tactics. They're really useful tactically. I would not have been able to get to his objective without the drop pods. Now I dropped on, couldn't cap it, I cleared it, and then I teleported using Gate of Infinity up to the objective and done basically. And I capped it. That was how I used them. It was a 3-pronged attack. That's everything. They are really useful. They fit into any tactical army really well. Drop pod, assault armies, I fielded against or played against in tournaments. Yeah, they're pretty much dead now, guys. I mean, basically it was a Space Wolves player. He dropped in 5 drop pods first turn. He had 9 in total. He dropped 5 in the first turn. And sorry, I cough. Yeah, it was scary having 50 wolves out in front of you. For 50 Space Marines, but not that hard to deal with. I mean, I did win the game. It was a bit hard, but yeah, his entire army was coming in for drop pods. They came in randomly after then, so I could deal with them. I mean, 50 Space Wolves isn't that hard. I mean, it was unmechanized, didn't have any real tank support, so Vindicator cleared out the space I needed, and then I just mobilised in and just shot the rest as they came across the board. It was a hard fight, a hard game. Not impossible. I did win, which just shows, he couldn't run back on any objectives or anything. He really did struggle from that point onwards. When my reserves came on, that was the end of his game. But still, drop pod assault armies, they're pretty much dead. They're not hard to deal with. You've got the right firepower, but you have to be lucky. If you don't have enough firepower, they get some lucky rolls, you're going to be in trouble. The reason they're so easy to deal with is they can't assault unless they're bringing Democeles or whatever it is, the one you can assault out, which is 412 model, way too expensive, don't bring it. But yeah, they can't assault when they come out. So you get a free shooting phase on them, you get a free assault phase on them. They're not going to be doing a whole lot, they're dead. They're not going to survive another round. Don't do it. Drop pod assault, dead. Don't bother. Razorback spam, that's where it's at. Okay. That's my little rant over about the drop pod. It's a really effective unit. It fits in the strategies. Bring maybe 1, 2 at a push. You know, you don't want to be bringing 3 or 4, 2 tops really when it comes to drop pods. Sorry to say it, if you've gone out and bought 4 or 5, 2 is where you want to be aiming. Tactics, wow. There are so many. So many I've employed in tournaments, so many you can employ. Basically, first rule just to understand is this is a model, a friendly model, okay? It's a model that your army, okay, well, it's a model that the enemy army will count as one of yours. Obviously, it goes without saying. For that reason, you can do some seriously cool tactics with it. Now, I digress. Basically, 2 of these, like that, okay, 2 of them, with about 3 inches between them, okay? The enemy can then not pass through that corridor, because it's within 1 inch of the enemy model. They can't pass through that corridor. Not a major issue, say. You know, they can shoot for it. No, they can't. Not with the doors up, they can't, and you don't have to bring the doors down. Okay, cool. You know, what of it? Well, that means you've got probably about 6-inch gap they can't move around. Not major if you're doing it in the middle of the board, then, you know, it's not an issue. But in front of objectives, in front of relics, in front of their actual army on first turn, it's a real pain in the ass. That's cutting their land raider movement by 6 inches. That's cutting their troop transports by 6 inches. That's annoying. That's stopping their infantry. It can really foul up their play. And if you're kicking them off the back foot, then they're not going to recover. I mean, especially in tournaments, it's brilliant because the enemy just don't come back from that. As a line of sight blocker, it's brilliant. If you're getting hit by loads of las cannons, boff, straight in front of it, they can't see you anymore. Stopping them. Devastator squads. They're sitting there giving you the hurt. This thing drops in front of them, boff. You know, opens up 2 doors so it can fire off its storm bolter at you. You know, cool. That squad then has to move, can't shoot. It's a pain in the ass. That's what you want to do. It's a 35-point upgrade. It's basically a rhino. Rhinos are expendable as hell. That's why you bring a rhino nowadays, really. I mean, you're going to be bringing Razorbacks. You bring a rhino to make it expendable, use it as mobile cover, etc. Well, this thing, exactly the same. But it's heavily armed than a rhino and has better armour. Beautiful. Really effective, really useful. Yeah, I mean, the missile upgrade for it, I can't remember, Death Strike or something, Death Wind. Don't bring it. It's 12-inch range, it's large blast template, strength 5, no AP. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can really say about it, is the stat line gives it away. 3 up to winning most Space Marines, you're going to get an armor save, it's not insta-killing anyone, and it's 12-inch range. The enemy aren't stupid enough. If it's got those missiles, it's not stupid enough to sit its men 12 inches away from it. Yeah, you can counter that, you know, put it on their squads, etc. But that makes this more expensive. It ain't worth it, guys. Don't bother. Bring it with Storm Bolter. It's 2 extra shots. You're probably going to forget about Storm Bolter anyway. I know late games and larger games I have, you know, I've been firing them all game and then it'll get to like round 4 or 5 and I just forget about them. You know, what are you going to do? But yeah, this that's pretty much the drop pod in a nutshell. It's a really effective, really tactically cool unit. Buy one. It's quite cheap. Just buy one. Give it a go. Give it a little play. You may love it. Things to put in it for maximum effectiveness. Don't bring tacticals. 6th edition's nerf drop dreadnoughts. Steel and ironclad with melters, etc. You know, it's up there. I've used it and it does work really well. I do like using dreadnoughts. In, you know, even in 6th edition, even though they've been nerfed. Yeah, you can give it a dreadnought. It's always a good option. Yeah, unfortunately, I built this into a dreadnought dropping pod, and you know. But if you want infantry in it, really sorry guys, it's going to be Sternguard. They're expensive. They're 250 points. You know, you're going to be giving them combi weapons, combi melters, combi plasmas, killing terminators and killing tanks when they first come in. You know, they should be dropping in boff 3-4 melt shots into the side armor of a tank. Done. Next shooting phase, you can get another tank. Don't put them next to infantry because infantry will just shoot them and assault them. But you see what I'm going with this, guys. Sternguard are perfect. Vengeance round with that special issue ammunition AP3, they can be doing serious damage to enemy units. Against Chaos or normal Space Marines, they're a really good unit. By all means, guys, use them. Brilliant. Okay, that's the drop pod. Not a lot I have to say about it really. I'm going to get this painted up tonight, hopefully. And so you'll be seeing it in some back reps, hopefully, coming up soon. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the dedicated support section of Codex Space Marines. Probably going to move on to Fast Attack. So cheers, guys. Like, subscribe if you want to see more.